Well, we did it. Check this out. We have solar panels on the house. A couple of interesting things to note. These solar panels are all in series, so the top string is in series, the bottom string is in series, and this string is also in series. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if you want to know. So the rated voltage of each solar panel is 34.7 volts, and the amperage is 10.68, I believe nominal. I don't know if they go above that or not, if it's a range or if that's the exact what they pull under ideal circumstances. I don't know. Anyway, so that means we have 10 gauge wire that's connected to all of this because we're only pulling about 10 or 11 amps, and we have, under 400 volts here and around 200 volts over here. That goes back to my inverter. Here is the Tesla inverter. So the way it works is it comes through all the 3 wires that come from the solar panel, both positive and negative, hit the junction box, and then they go through this solar inverter. Once they hit the solar inverter, then they get ran down this pipe on this side, and then they come in right here. We have our positive, and we have our negative, and we have our ground. From there, we convert it from DC to AC, and then it runs along this side of the house. I've got an AC unit over here. It's gonna be a little loud. One sec. Okay, then we run into our AC disconnect box. It is currently off. The reason it's currently off is because I don't have a bi-directional meter. This is only an omnidirectional, or a one direction. I don't know. This is just a basic meter. So if I turned on my solar panels right now, it would actually charge me for the power that I was generating, because it can't tell the difference between generating and consuming, which is kind of hilarious. And then from there, it gets fed directly into my sub panel right here. And I'll throw up a picture of what it looks like without this cover on. So there's going to be a positive and negative on this sub panel. So that's it. I was really surprised at how basic the install was, and it was really, really simple. It's very, very straightforward, especially since I don't have a battery string or anything. There were a couple things that I needed to verify with them, and there were some things that the installers missed. They were great. The installers were great, but sometimes I don't know if they just get ahead of themselves or what, but they missed a couple of things, and I'll go through the 2 things that they missed. So since I was working most of the day, I couldn't be out here and watch them, but under the solar panels, not sure if you can see that. Let's try and zoom in just a hair. See the wires? You don't want any of the wires touching your roof. And there were 2 different instances where there were wires touching the roof, so I had to have them come back and fix that. The other things that were an issue is that they had these little end caps that get installed. Not sure if you can see that as well. Let's zoom in again. See those little end caps right there? They had these end caps that they had to install, and they forgot the end caps. So I asked them about that, and they went ahead and put on a couple of end caps. But that's really it. The biggest issue with Intermountain Wind and Solar, if I was to give them a review, is their communication skills. They are not very good at communicating. They're really terrible at over-communicating. They didn't give me a reverse timeline or anything like that. It just kind of happens when it happens. And it's a little frustrating, especially since I wanted to make like a real-time video of them doing the install. All I got was a few pictures when I was out on my lunch break and when I was before and after work on day 1 and day 2. I was extremely busy both of those days working. But it actually worked out pretty well. I'm excited to get the inspection done, and that's the thing that is the biggest weight on any of this. The solar company has actually been pretty fast on getting everything installed and ready to rock and roll once we get the approvals. Getting the city to approve it, getting the city to approve the plans, getting the city to approve the bi-directional meter, getting the city to sign off on everything. That's what's taking forever. We had to wait a month and a half initially to get the plans accepted, and then now I can't even turn on the panels. They're ready to go, but I can't turn them on because we're waiting, you guessed it, on another inspection. So the big wait has been all the inspections, but I'm actually really excited about it, and I'm excited to see how this system performs. So at peak, it should be able to generate about 9.6 kilowatts worth of power. And the inverter is only rated for 7.6 kilowatts. I know a lot of times there's overdrive or like a boost on the inverter, so hopefully it can handle a rated capacity of higher than 7.6 kilowatts. Otherwise, we're going to be clipping a lot, like a lot, when we're generating power. And again, I don't think my my angle of attack, it's about 20 degrees. It's not perfect, and it's not, I don't think it's optimal, so maybe I won't clip. Going through a couple of websites though, if you're at, I think I'm at about 1.25 above the inverter capacity on my solar panels, which is pretty good. I think if we're going to leave any performance on the table, it's only going to be about 1 to 3% or 1 to 5% if I was going to guess. So here's hoping that we don't clip, or if we do clip, maybe we'll only clip during like a really cool, perfect day where it's only 80 degrees and the sun's really hot from about 10 to 2. And I don't know, we'll see. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.